Hi all, I'm Pushp Sirohi. I'm back with one more interesting topic, the control of psychic prana. Let's enjoy the lecture. We have now to deal with the exercise in pranayama. We have seen that the first step, according to this yogis, is to control the motions of lungs. What we want to do is to feel the finer motions that are going on in the body. Our minds have become externalized and have lost sight of the fine motions inside. If we can begin to feel them, we can begin to control them. These nerves currents go on all over the body, bringing life and vitality to every muscles. But we do not feel them. The yogi says we can learn to do so. How? By taking up and controlling the motions of lungs. When we have done that for a sufficient length of time, we shall be able to control the finer motions. We now come to the exercise in pranayama. Sits upright. The body must be kept straight. The spinal cord, although not attached to the vertebral column, it is yet inside of it. If you sit crookly, you disturb the spinal cord. So let it be free. Any time that you sit crookedly and try to meditate, you do yourself as an injury. The three parts of the body, the chest, the neck, and the head, must be always held straight in one line. You will find that by a little practice, that will come to you as easy as breathing. The second thing is to get control of the nerves. We have said that the nerve center that controls the respiratory organs has a sort of controlling effects on the other nerves, and rhythmically breathing is therefore necessary. The breathing that we generally use should not be called breathe at all. It is very irregular. Then there are some natural differences of breathing between men and women. The first lesson is to just to breathe a measurable way in and out. That will harmonize the system. When you have practiced this for some time, you will do well to join it the repetitions of the same word as Om and any other sacred word. In India, we use certain symbolic words instead of counting one, 2, 3, 4. That is why I advise you to join the mental receptions of the Om or some other sacred word to the pranayama. Let the word flow in and out with the breath rhythmically, harmoniously, and you will find the whole body is becoming rhythmical. Then you will learn what rest is. Compared with it, sleep is not rest. Once this rest comes, the most tired nerves will be calmed down, and you will find that you have never before really rested. The first effect of this practice is perceived in the change of expression of one's face. Harsh lines disappears. With calm thoughts, calmness comes over the face. Next comes beautiful voice. I never saw a yogi with a cracking voice. These signs comes after a few months practice. After practicing the above mentioned breathing for a few days, you should take up a higher one. Slowly fill the lungs with breathe through the ida and left nostril, and at the same time concentrate the mind on nerve current. You are, as it were, sending the nerve current down the spinal column and striking violently on the last plexus, the basic lotus, which is triangular in form, the seat of the Kundalini. Then hold the current therein for some tune. Imagine that you are slowly drawing that nerve current with the breathe through the other side. The pingala, the slowly throw it out through the right nostril. This you will find a little difficult to practice. The easiest way is to stop the right nostril with the thumb and then slowly draw the breath through the left. Then close both nostrils with thumb and forefinger and imagine that you are sending that current down and striking the base of the Sushmana. Then take the thumb off and let the breathe out through the right nostril. Next, inhale slowly through that nostril, keeping the other closed by the forefinger. Then close both as before. The way the Hindu practice this would be very difficult for this country because they do it from their childhood and their lungs are prepared for it. Here it is well to begin with 4 seconds and slowly increase. Draw in 4 seconds, hold in 16 seconds, and throw out in 8 seconds. This makes one pranayama. At the same time, think of the basic lotus triangular in form. Concentrate the mind on the center. The imagination can help you a great deal. The next breathe is slowly drawing the breath in and then immediately throw it out slowly. And then stopping the breathe out using the same number. The only difference is that in the first case, the breathe was held in, and in the second, held out. This last is the easier one. The breathing in which you hold the breathe in the lungs must not be practiced too much. It is only 4 times in the morning and 4 times in the evening. Then you can slowly increase the time in numbers. You will find that you have the power to do so and that you take pleasure in it. So, very carefully and consciously increase as you feel that you have the power to 6 instead of 4. It may injure you if you practice it irregularly. So, of the three processes for the purifications of the nerves described above, the first and the last are neither difficult nor dangerous. The more you practice the first one, the calmer you will be. Just think of Om, and you can practice even while you are sitting at the work. You will be all the better for it. Someday, if you practice hard, the Kundalini will be aroused. For those who practice once or twice a day, just a little calmness of the body and mind will come. And beautiful voice. Only for those who can go on further with it, will Kundalini will aroused. And the whole of nature will begin to change, and the book of knowledge will open. No more will you need to go to books for knowledge. Your own mind will have become your book containing infinite knowledge. I have already spoken of the Ida and Pingala currents flowing through either side of the spinal column and also of the Sushmana, the passage through the center of the spinal cord. These three are present in every animal. Whatever being has a spinal column has these three lines of actions. But the yogis claim that in the ordinary man the Sushma is closed. Its action is not evident while that of the other two is carrying power to different parts of the body. The yogi alone has the Sushmana open. When the Sushmana currents open and begins to rise to get beyond the sense, our mind becomes super sensuous, super conscious. We get beyond even the intellect, where reasoning cannot reach. To open the Sushmana is the prime object of the yogi. According to him, along the Sushmana are ranged these centers, or in more figurative language, these lotuses, as they are called. The lowest one is at the lower end of the spinal cord and is called Mooladhara, and next higher is called Swadhisthana. The third Manipura, the fourth Ananta, the fifth Vishuddha, and the sixth Ajna in the last, which is in the brain, is the Sahasara or the thousand petaled. Of these, we have to take cognitions just now of two centers only, the lowest, the Mooldhara, and the highest, the Sahasara. All energies has to be taken up from its seats in the Mooladhara and brought to the Sahasrara. The yogis claim that all the energies that are in the human body, the highest is what they call ojas. Now the ojas is stored up in the brain. And the more ojas is the man's head, the more powerful he is, the more intellectual, the more spiritually strong. One man may speak beautiful language and beautiful thoughts, but they do not impress people. Another man speaks neither beautiful language nor beautiful thoughts. Yet his words charm. Every moment of his is powerful. That is the power of Ojas. Now, in every man, there is more or less of this ojas stored up. All the forces that are working in the body, in their highest, become ojas. You must remember that it is only a question of transformation. The same force which is working outside as electricity of magnetism will become changed into inner force. The same forces that are working as a muscular energy will be changed into ojas. The yogis say that the power of the human energy, which is expressed as sex energy in sexual thoughts, when checked and controlled, easily become changed into ojas. And as the Mooladhara guides these, the yogis pays particular attentions to that center. He tries to take up all his sexual energy and convert it into ojas. It is only the chaste man or woman who can make the ojas rise and store it in the brain. That is why chastity has always been considered the highest virtue. A man feels that he is unchaste, spirituality goes away, he loses mental vigor and moral stamina. That is why in all the religious order in the world which has producing spiritual giants, you will always find absolute chastity instead upon. That is why the monk came into existence, giving up marriage. There must be perfect chastity in thought, word, and deed. Without it, the practice of Raj Yoga is dangerous and may lead to insanity. If people practice Raj Yoga and at the same time lead an impure life, how can they expect to become yogis? Thank you guys. Hope you like it.